What is going on, guys? I'm Voice of Validity, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the Callisto protocol. So I already made this video, but it turns out that I had my mic muted, so here we are again. Okay, so let's get started. First things first, the visuals. The visuals are amazing. There are some games where you see the trailer and the trailer looks great, and then you play the game and the game looks not so great. Battlefield 2042. So this is not that. This actually looks great while you're playing the game, and it's kind of shocking how far we've come in gaming, right? Because you know, this is like cutscene level graphics to me, but it looks good. That's the first thing that jumped out to me when I first started playing this game. Next thing that I do want to talk about, and this is kind of important because it was kind of frustrating getting into this game at first, and the reason being is the combat system. So I don't know who thought this was a good idea, who designed this system specifically, but using your analog stick to dodge, like pressing no other buttons other than the analog stick left or right, it's not a good system. Like, honestly, I did not like it. That's like the only gripe I have with this game, is the dodge system is just weird. Not to mention that if you accidentally pull the analog stick down, instead of dodging, it blocks the attack. Now that would be fine and dandy, but the blocks in this game don't do anything. Like, you will still get hurt, which is kind of pointless to me. Like, I'm not trying to block, I'm trying to dodge, but I just accidentally pulled the analog stick a little too down when I was pulling left or pulling right, and now I'm getting hurt. And the problem with getting hurt is that you have very limited health, and to regen your health it takes a while. So if you're dealing with like 2 or 3 enemies, you're done. Like, it's just, it is what it is. Unless you're playing on like an easier difficulty, then I don't know how that would work. But on the difficulty that I was playing, and it's not the hardest, it's just the middle difficulty, the medium, regular, whatever it's called, and that difficulty, it was pretty hard, I will admit. I had trouble with it, mainly because of the dodge system. It's not really that the game was hard in itself, it's just the dodge system is kind of clunky. So that was the only issue I had with the game. I know some people on PC are reporting a lot of issues like stuttering and crashes and all that, but I'm playing on PS5. I had nothing of the sort. I always seem to have good luck when it comes to games because I just never experience bugs that much. The only bug that I did experience, and I will put it in the game, in the video, I'm sorry, is a rat. It's just a visual bug. Like, the rat was just floating and it was kind of going in a loop. I don't know how to explain it. You'll see it on the screen, but it wasn't like anything bad. It was just kind of like funny, and it took me out of the out of the immersion, I guess, because it was just kind of silly. But like, I didn't experience anything bad. So let's move on to something that people are having an issue with, and that is the story. So the story, to people, it is predictable. Is it predictable? A little bit, but it's, to me, it's just not a deal breaker. Like, it's just like, I don't know. Have you ever watched a movie and the good guys always win? Yeah, it's kind of like that. Not so much the story, but like the predictability of what's going to happen, sort of thing. I don't know. To me, that has just never been an issue. Like, I'm not going into, the Avengers expecting for them to lose. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of silly. This has nothing to do with that. Like, but I'm just talking about like predicting what's going to happen in a story. Like, it's just, You know what I mean? Like, it's just not a big deal. For some people, it seems to be. I went over on Twitter as soon as I finished the game, and I'm seeing a lot of complaints about uh, the story being too predictable. I kind of disagree with that. I mean, it's a good pacing. Like, it is a good paced story. I don't have an issue with it. The second most common complaint is that it's short, uh, which we knew that a week in advance. So I don't understand where that complaint is coming from. Also, that the story or the game itself is a very linear, and we kind of also knew that. So I don't understand where these complaints are coming from. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. People will always find something to complain about. I'm not saying that it's not warranted. I mean, depends on what you were expecting, but this is exactly what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting, you know, something like God of War or like GTA 5 or anything of the sort. Like, I was expecting something like this, something like Dishonored maybe. You know what I mean? Like, like this is what I was expecting. Um, Overall, I'm gonna be honest. I really do like the game. I bought it at $70, and if you are unsure whether you want to buy it or not, I would recommend just waiting for a sale. Just be careful with spoilers and all that, because I'm assuming that people are gonna, you know, talk about the game and stuff. So just be careful with that. Overall, I do not regret my purchase, to be honest. I'm not hurting for $70. Don't get me wrong, it's not pocket change, and I understand that. Like, it's, I don't know, it's like a full day of work, maybe two for some people. Like, it's a lot of money, but I don't have an issue with it. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it was worth the money, it was worth the experience, it was worth the time that I invested into the game. A lot of people are disappointed with it. I'm sorry to hear that, but you know, I don't know, but I don't find it to be anything other than what I expected. Again, if you're on the fence whether you want to buy it or not, it's up to you. I cannot make that decision for you. It's $70, so that's something you're gonna have to decide for yourself. But like I said, I don't regret buying the game. I like it. I didn't buy the season pass yet because I didn't know whether I was gonna like the game or not. Um, but I did like it. I am considering buying it, but I'm still not sure because I don't know what the season pass is gonna have. Which, by the way, it's kind of weird that a single player game has a season pass. You know what I mean? Like, I would just much rather you call it DLC than season pass. Season pass just sounds kind of like a live service game, and I don't know. It's just like it's just rubbing me off the wrong way. So, um, overall, the game was good. I would like to see a new game plus being implemented into the game, because I don't want to start over. Like, that sounds very tedious to me. Not that it's a problem. I mean, like, the only issue I have with, you know, linear games is that once you finish them, you kind of, unless you like playing the story over and over and over, which I do sort of for some games. Like Resident Evil 4, I absolutely loved that game. I played it, if I'm being honest, I would say upwards of like 40 times. I also played Ratchet and Clank A Crack in Time. I played that definitely more than 20 times. Like, there are certain games, but like, for example, The Last of Us 1, though I loved that game, I only played it once. Yeah, I only played it once. I don't know, like, there's just some games that I find tedious. And it's not that I don't like them, but like, I don't want to start over from scratch. Um, I would like to see, like I said, a new game plus being implemented, and if that gets implemented, I would definitely replay this game because I really did like it. I will wait to see when they release the DLC so I can make up my mind whether I want to buy it or not, and I will update you all on the DLC as well if I do decide to play it. But overall, the game is good. I want to give it an 8, but I don't know. People are having issues with it. So I will just be honest. I will give it a, at the very least, like the very minimum, a 7.5. To me, it's a solid 8, but just to make sure I'm not being biased or anything like that, I will give it a 7.5. Again, if you're on the fence, consider just waiting on a sale. I mean, we are close to Christmas, so you know. But again, I don't regret the money that I spent on this game. So it is what it is. I like it. I hope if you do decide to buy it, whether it's right now or when it's on sale, I really hope that you like it. I hope that you enjoy it as much as I did, because I just really liked the game. But that's it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all next time if you stick around.